All right. Well, happy Monday, everybody. Uh, I'm a little on the late train. I know 9 a.m. I had a crazy weekend, but nonetheless, here we are, the start of a brand new week. Um, and today I wanted to talk about the importance of self-reflect. I know a lot of the times that I mention it throughout some of my motivational segments, but this weekend, I couldn't help but just have to sit back. I had to sit back because yesterday I was bartending at Whiskey Richards. I do every Sunday from 12 to 7. And I had a party of about 8 to 10 girls. One of them is getting married in November. And they showed up such a vibe. I love the way they got along. I thought they were friends from like childhood. Nonetheless, the story that they gave me was a little twisted. It took some time to wrap my head around it because it comes from the a normal type of society relationships. One of the girls was there with her mother-in-law, and she was also there with her baby daddy's girlfriend. They got along, and the mother-in-law loved the baby daddy, even though, you know, her son was married to the girl who is befriending the new girlfriend. And I had to ask a couple questions. I'm like, how is it that you guys get along so well? How is it that you guys intertwine it? And I'm like, so technically speaking, I said to the girlfriend, I'm like, you're a stepmom to your friend's children's from your boyfriend. And she's like, oh, it just hit me. She's like, I really didn't think about it that way. And the baby mom was like, no wonder my 19-year-old found it odd that I asked him to babysit her kids because we were all going out. Um, all of the girls knew each other through, old relationships, or somebody's now dating somebody's ex. And all the men, by the way, were out playing golf. They were all on this trip together to celebrate one of the girls getting married. Um, I had to take a step back because I was still trying to put things together, relationships flowing from this side. Oh, but we know each other from this ex or from this past. And and to be honest, after some time reflecting on it, I think it's beautiful. It takes me back to one of the last week's segment, Motivational Wednesday, um, where I did say, as long as everybody knows their role, then there's no reason why you can't coexist. That is a proof that it is possible, that just because you dated, or just because something went wrong, or just because things didn't work out in the past, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to disregard or discard a, a relationship. You can still coexist. And this is just proof of it. There's nothing more beautiful than being able to say, hey, things didn't work out. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with befriending a baby mama if you're dating somebody. There's nothing wrong with being able to say, hey, let's see how we can work this out. I know this because I've done it. I've done it with my kid's stepmom, or my kid's, dad's new girlfriend, new relationship. If anything, it's important to me to get to know that person because while my kid is with their dad, whoever they're dating is going to be looking out for my kid. So I want it to be in the best interest of my child. And I've gotten Starbucks with, the girlfriend, and we've sat down and watched my kids play basketball or football, and it's nice. I've actually gotten to the extent of thanking my son's dad's wife for being there. Because in the past, there was a girlfriend who hit my son. That's not okay. But here is the wife taking care of my son in my absence. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Some of you guys may think it's odd, but I think we should normalize this because it brings a lot more beautiful upbringings to your child's life. And in exchange, you don't have to worry about, how is the girlfriend, or what's my kid's dad doing when my kid's with them, or are they safe? You don't have that constant worry. So I thought I'd share that story because I think it's a beautiful thing. Another thing that happened was while I was working, I always get the same question when they ask me, how long have you worked here? Are you a resident of Santa Barbara? And I always say no. I'm from Oxnard. I moved to X city. And they're like, how do you travel an hour and a half? Why would you drive an hour and a half where you can bartend anywhere else? I always say the same thing. I love the owners. I love the manager. I love my coworkers. I love my regulars. I love every single person that comes here, and the tipping is very good. That's just the cherry on top. Over time, I'm 39 now, but over time, throughout my career and my job histories, I have gotten to the point where I will choose peace over anything. I will leave that $38, $40 an hour paying job if I feel like I'm not growing. I have said this before. I've quit on the spot, out of nowhere, a job because I was not doing anything. I felt unproductive. And to any other person that's okay with just settling or, making it, they would have been like, why? You're getting paid to do nothing. I was doing my homework and watching Netflix. But for somebody that wants to grow, somebody that wants to move up, somebody that wants to learn, I couldn't just sit there anymore. The first few months, it was great. Hey, fuck it, Netflix, catch up on my series, do my homework, no phone calls. The bosses weren't even there. It was just me in an office by myself, eating at my desk, doing whatever, stepping out. After a while, I couldn't do it anymore. I'm not there to just do the bare minimum. I'm not there to do nothing. I could do nothing at home. I'm there to learn, to build my resume, to grow as a person and in the career that I need the most knowledge from. So I quit. $35 an hour. Got myself another job that started me at 38 with better benefits. It was busier. And then I thought to myself, this is overwhelming. I'm finding that I'm getting home at 8 p.m. I'm leaving my house at 6:45 in the morning. I'm not seeing my son until 8 o'clock. By then, it's just enough time to cook, put him to bed, not even spend time with him. And then I have to do homework till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I took a break. I quit. But what I have found is if you're not happy where you're working and your work is a job, not work, you don't need to be there. And that's what my answer is to every single person that asks me, why do you drive the hour and a half? Well, why are we looking at negativity? Why are we looking at distance? Why are we not looking at happiness? Don't worry about what your kid is doing with their dad or with their mom. As long as they're safe, that's all that matters. Let them build the relationship. If they're not there for their child, that's their loss. And your kid's going to find out who is who and who is there. But just focus on yourself. Try to build that relationship, that mutual respect, the boundaries, and try and build a solid foundation for your kids. And those of you who lost parents, my condolences. Look at the positive. They're going to be missed, but celebrate their life. Those of you trying to work on yourselves, whether it's addiction, whether it's trying to get a better job, whether it's trying to get a grip on trying to sustain your homes, there's going to be better times. Trust me. Just focus, sit down, and figure out what the next moves are. Little by little, everything might come clashing and being bombarded from every single angle, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, when it rains, it pours. But one day at a time, one motivation, take that motivation and just light it up. Tackle one issue, jot it down, exercise whatever you need to, put everything in line, line it up, and get it done, and then focus on the other one. So that was my reflection for the weekend. It was a beautiful lesson. If you guys are watching this, thank you guys so much for stepping into my bar, for making me feel very, very humble, very, very happy, and allowing me to get to know each one of you guys. I know that I had my own private conversations with each one of you guys. The ones that are going for your masters, amazing, keep going. The ones that left the toxic relationship, I commend you for it. The ones that are striving, that are happy, that are co-parenting with the other person's girlfriends, your baby daddies, other significant other, I applaud you guys. That takes a lot of maturity, and that takes a lot of strength, positivity. You guys are building a beautiful life for your children, and I think it's fucking awesome. And you guys are such a great example for the type of people that need to follow that. So I hope to see you guys soon, and thank you very much. We'll see you guys Wednesday for midweek motivation. Keep striving, keep looking upward, and aim for the universe. Don't stop at the stars until you become one. Bye. Why are we so focused on the negative? And that's my point to you guys from the start of this week. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have and what you do want. Don't focus on the negative. Who cares about the drive? If you're happy somewhere, that's something you can't get anywhere else. Happiness is something that you can't replace. And like I tell everybody, I make the best of it. The hour and a half that I have to drive to Santa Barbara, blast my music, open my sunroof, jam to everything. I have the coast that I get to look. And sometimes when I have that extra time and I get to leave the bar early, I pull over at the beach. I sit there. I just hail in everything, the energy that brings me, the quietness, the sounds of the waves clashing, the smell of the ocean. It's giving. It helps me. It motivates me. It allows me to be thankful for everything that I have. The fact that I have a job. The fact that, I'm working for myself. The fact that I have killed myself. And it gives you a moment to reflect and be appreciative. But also a moment to just unwind and escape reality and escape what I do have to come home to, or my plannings for the rest of the week, or the exhaustion. So that's what keeps me driving. I don't care about the distance. When you're in that mode and you're in that vibe, you won't even feel the hour and a half drive. And when you have customers that you get to vibe with, some people I connect with, I make connections because I have people from different parts of the country coming here, from Seattle, some from Pismo Beach, some from the Bay Area, some from LA. And I get to make their day, and they get to know me, and I create a vibe and an energy that when they leave the bar, they're so happy and they're so thankful that they're screaming from the entrance, "Thank you, Jenny from the block, and you made our day. We can't wait to come next time." That's fulfilling. Find something that fulfills you. Find something that aligns with you, aligns with your belief, aligns with what you're trying to build, and yourself, more importantly. And trust me, everything will fall into place. And for those of you struggling in the relationships and the custody battles, let it go. I was there once. And it's so much energy. don't worry about what your kids